light. A dark fragment when we're sad. A radiant
A very good evening and welcome to NEWSLINE. I am Claire Adelabu Abdul Razak. Time, they say, waits for no one. And true to form, Sunday is slipping away like a whisper. And Monday, already stretching its legs and peeping from behind the clouds. Well, tonight we journey into parts of the capital city where commuting feels like a dangerous gamble. Now, for some, it was a one chance that changed everything, and that survival stories might just be your own getaway passport. Now, did you know that women are not just breaking barriers, but also changing gears, literally? Now, they're going full throttle in spaces once deemed off limits. So how would you feel hopping into a keke marwa driven by a woman? Well, it's a ride with a twist, isn't it? Now, if wedding bells are ringing around the kind of fool you or around you, then you may want to pay attention to the Eru Idano, the traditional bridal package in Yoruba culture. Now, don't panic. It's just the truth wrapped in a few cultural surprises. Also tonight, we will explore the uneasy tangle between landlords and tenants. With tenancy agreements hanging by a thread, tempers are rising. But the big question is, who will bail the cat? And so as your pilot-in-chief on NEWSLINE Airways tonight, I can assure you tonight's package is packed with eye-popping, mind-stirring, conversation-starting stories. It's a full flight tonight. So buckle up and let's navigate it all together right after the news. All right, let's begin with the cheering news. And our girls have done it again, this time in Mali, where the African basketball competition has just ended a while ago. And of course, Nigeria defeated Mali 78-64 to retain the championship the fifth time. And that's the good news coming out now from Mali. But do rest assured, we'll bring you details of this news subsequently in the news. Now, the federal government reiterates commitment to leveraging global expertise and best practices to build a sustainable and inclusive agricultural sector capable of sustaining national food security. Now, this is the submission at the groundbreaking ceremony of the Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zone at Ondaijai in Akinyele local government area of Ibadan, Oyo State. Wasiu Rauf was there, and we have his report right now.
President Kasim Shettima, represented by the Minister of Agriculture, Senator Abubakar Kyari, declared that Oyo State Agribusiness Industrial Hub is a cornerstone of President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. The Industrial Hub, a product of strategic partnerships between the federal government, state governments, and international development institutions, such as the African Development Bank, the International Fund for Agricultural Development, as well as the Islamic Development Bank, is expected to significantly boost food production and economic growth.
It's not just an infrastructural project. It is a bold declaration that Nigeria's future lies in transforming our abundant agricultural resources into value-added products that fuel industries.
I do believe that Nigeria can and must be a global powerhouse in agriculture.
In his remarks, Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde noted that the project aligns with his administration's goal.
These hubs are not standalone structures. They are deliberately designed as interconnected anchors of our agribusiness ecosystem.
Beyond creating jobs and generating revenue, the Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zone, sited on 3,000 acres of land, will offer a range of benefits to the farm settlement and its farmers. It will be developed by the state government and operated by private sector partners, with completion expected within 18 months.
And a three-story building under construction has collapsed late Saturday night, leaving residents of Kado district in Abuja in fear. The incident occurred late near the popular Kado fish market. Kama, who visited the scene, says the area for now is deserted, while officials are yet to make any comment on the incident.
Standing here on Sarah Ezekwe Street, here in Kado district, where this building behind me came crashing down late Saturday night. Eyewitness say the collapse occurred around 10 p.m. Posts on social media, including from a nearby resident on X, formerly Twitter, hints that lives may be at risk, but with no confirmed casualty figures or rescue updates. It's a three-story building of 3 blocks, still under construction. Although the area is deserted, eyewitnesses who refuse to speak on camera say the collapse may have been due to the heavy rains in the last few days, which may have weakened some parts of the building. They could not ascertain if there were people inside when the building collapsed. As of now, officials are still being expected at the scene. Kama, NTA.
And the Presidential Initiative on Unlocking the Healthcare Value Chain, PVAC, has awarded an additional $15,000 to 3 top finalists in the Healthcare Innovation category, courtesy of the Nigeria Sovereign Investment Authority NSIA Prize for Innovation Program. This year's competition brought together more than 5,000 participants, focusing on innovative solutions in healthcare, education, and agriculture. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edo, alongside National Coordinator of PVAC, Dr. Abdul Mukhtar, and the Managing Director of NSIA, Aminu Umaru Sadiq, emphasized the importance of sustainability in innovation efforts and the need for strengthening local healthcare production and the role of innovative solutions in catalyzing economic growth towards boosting the nation's productive capacity. The top 3 innovators were awarded a total of $220,000 in cash and equity to accelerate their businesses. And operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NELEA, have intercepted dispatch riders involved in distributing illicit substances around Abuja. Additionally, the officers also intercepted a consignment of cocaine and tramadol concealed in vehicle side mirrors, destined for Libreville, Gabon, through the export shed of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Ikeja, Lagos. Sawa Khalil Ibrahim tells us more.
The first batch of consignment consisting of 7,420 pills of tramadol and a total of 68 pellets of cocaine weighing 2.60 kilograms were intercepted in a cargo going to Gabon. A popular cargo agent handling the shipment and 2 other suspects were arrested. In a related development, NDLEA operatives on Friday, 1st August, arrested a businesswoman at a shop within the Trade Fair complex in Lagos following the interception of 100 grams of cocaine and 300 grams of phenacetin concealed in ladies' lipsticks going to Malabo, Equatorial Guinea, through the export shed of the Lagos airport on 10th July 2025 was also arrested. In Abuja, NDLEA operatives conducting intelligence-led stop and search operations in Gwarimpa, Jahi and Galadima areas of the FCT arrested 3 dispatch riders for distributing illicit substances around the city. A total of 149.8 grams of Canadian loud were recovered from them. Meanwhile, no fewer than 100,000 pills of tramadol capsules were seized from a suspect at an NDLEA checkpoint along Vandekia Ogoja Road in Benue State on Friday, 1st August. In Borno State, NDLEA operatives at the arrival hall of the Muhammadu Buhari International Airport, Maiduguri, on Friday, 1st August, intercepted a consignment of 160 pills of tramadol. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu congratulates Senator Leo Wadada Ahmed on his turbaning as the Magajin Dangin Lafia by His Royal Highness Justice Sidi Mohammed Bage, the Emir of Lafia and Chairman Nasarawa State Council of Chiefs. President Tinubu describes the honor as a recognition of Wadada's commitment to public service, his deep-rooted connection to his people, and his long-standing contributions to the development of Nasarawa State and Nigeria at large. The president also commends the Emir of Lafia for upholding the noble tradition of honoring individuals whose character, leadership, and patriotism embody the values of the emirate and reflect the spirit of unity, service, and integrity. President Tinubu wishes the senator continued wisdom, strength, and success in his dual roles as federal lawmaker and a traditional title holder. All right, we earlier told you that the Tigers, of course, retained their 5th title this evening in Mali. But first, let's take a break. We'll bring you details shortly.
The beating heart of Owerri, business never sleeps. From sunrise to sundown, the wheels keep turning. And behind the scenes, vision meets action. Governor Hope Uzodimma's leadership has turned manifestos into reality, transformations that feels like a miracle. But progress needs peace, and in Imo, it's not left to chance. From land to sky to river deep, guardians are watching, protecting dreams and opportunity. At Orashi's quiet shore, hydropower is rising, set to energize a growing economy. The change is visible. New roads emerge, industry hums, communities come alive. At the center, a digital revolution. 500,000 young minds trained each year to build the future. As Orashi rises, so does Imo and the hopes of a hard-working people. A new Imo is on the rise.
When malaria knocks you down, you can be sure parasites are having a party in your system.
Welcome to our new kingdom, guys!
Comel, an effective weapon against malaria. Attacking the parasite army directly to give you express relief and get you back on your feet effectively. Comel on. Malaria gone.
Nivea Black and White Deodorant, now with 72-hour protection. But what does that mean? 3 cities in 3 days and no fear of sweat and odor. 120 dances with skin as smooth as the moves. Sweat, stain, and odor protection. Nivea Black and White Deodorant. Skin is for embracing life. Nivea is for skin.
Start your day and have a good time.
Kivo Crema.
Where you need to have the break time.
Kivo Crema.
If not tea, Papa Garita.
Kivo Crema.
Guys, food is ready.
Suitable for jollof rice, stew, spaghetti, and yam portage. Cooked to impress.
In today's fast-paced world, staying ahead demands peak performance from our bodies.
Like never before, our bodies need an optimum supply of essential nutrients, and Supermalt supports our daily nutritional needs.
Supermalt has 20 essential vitamins, minerals, and natural extracts for overall health and wellness. One Supermalt a day gives you energy and vitality, improves your mental performance, and supports your immunity.
Trust Nivea Perfect and Radiant Body Lotion to reveal your skin's natural radiance. The same unique formula enriched with berry extracts, even tone complex, and UV filters to reduce dark spots and even out your skin tone. For radiant and even tone skin, say hello again to Nivea Perfect and Radiant Body Lotion. Try the full Nivea Perfect and Radiant range to unlock your most radiant self.
From my husband's germ-filled journey to work and the sweaty journey back home, what else can give you all day long protection?
Germs are everywhere, but the Dettol's 12-hour protector shield shields your family every day. Dettol, be 100% sure.
And all around, Nigerian female athletes are making the nation proud. For details of these and more in sports, let's join Bade Adeleye.
Many thanks, Claire. It's a good time to be a basketball fan in Nigeria. And of course, let's let you know, as we broke it earlier, that Nigeria's senior women's basketball team, talking about the Tigers, have emerged champions of the 2025 Women's AfroBasket Championship after overcoming their Malian opponents 78-64 in Sunday's final. In the highly anticipated match, Nigeria lost the first quarter 21-26, but bounced back to claim the second quarter 20-15. They won the third by the same margin before claiming the last quarter 17-8. This is the fifth consecutive time the Tigers will be ruling Africa, with wins in 2017, 2019, 2021, and 2023. And of course, the seventh overall, with their first win coming in 2003 in Mozambique. Congratulations to the Tigers. Let's turn attention to volleyball now, as Team Nigeria began their campaign at the 2025 Africa Beach Volleyball Under-18 Championships in Abuja with mixed results on Sunday. In the girls category, Nigeria's Team 1 defeated Cote d'Ivoire in 2 straight sets, claiming a 21-5, 21-3 victory. Nigeria's Team 3 beat Egypt's Team 2 in 2 sets, while Morocco's Team 1 recorded a hard-fought 2-1 win over Nigeria's second team. In the boys category, Nigeria's Team 1 beat Burkina Faso 2-0, winning 21-6, 21-1, while the Jollof Derby went in favor of Ghana, who beat Nigeria's team 2-1.
With this victory, because we just lost a match 2-1, and coming to play this one, I believe even the player that lost, we are celebrating this point winning.
You know, the beginning of everything is very, very important. So our preparation is to have a podium finishing. So this is a good start for us.
Now let's turn our attention to handball, as in a bid to build the capacity of coaches in Nigeria with trends and tactics in line with international handball standards. The Handball Federation of Nigeria has concluded the IHF license course in Abuja. 14 coaches drawn from various states in Nigeria participated in the 5-day handball coaching course held at the velodrome of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium. IHF representative William De Amelda from Angola charged the coaches to impact the knowledge gained at the grassroots.
We are not going to do things our way. We have to be part of the global aspect of doing this kind of tournaments. So we believed that they will have to go back. What they are taught is what, because the major problem of sports is the grassroots.
My job here was to teach them the scientific aspect of handball, because Nigeria has a lot of creativity and also naturally impacted handball techniques.
Now, let's turn our attention to football ahead of the 2025-2026 Nigeria Premier Football League season, scheduled for this August. More than 200 referees and assistant referees are currently engaging in the national fitness tests aimed to sharpen skills, update knowledge, and reinforce ethics in the beautiful game. Holding at the main bowl of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, the training ensures uniform standards across all tiers of Nigerian football.
What I'm doing is a normal exercise approved by FIFA in all tournament, all league, all competition. Before it, you have to test your referee mentally, physically. We hope that they're going to be okay and find them physically okay as they're doing, and after that we'll find them technically okay in the class for them to be used at the 2025-26 Nigerian Premier League.
That does it on sports for now. And of course, congratulations are very much in order to Nigeria State Tigers for winning a 5th consecutive AfroBasket championship. It's back to you, Claire.
Thank you, Bade. All right, time now to take a weather check for the different cities on Monday.
Welcome. There are strong indications of sustained moisture influx across the country, which is expected to increase cloud cover and bring a noticeable drop in daytime temperatures. Looking ahead to Monday, current weather models show a high likelihood of heavy rainfall across parts of Adamawa, Taraba, Bauchi, some parts of Edo Delta, Oyo, and parts of Ogun State. This may result in localized flooding, particularly in low-lying and poorly drained areas. Residents in these regions are strongly advised to stay informed. In the northern states, we anticipate thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon and evening hours. Meanwhile, most parts of the central and the southern region of the country should expect intermittent light rains with moderate cloud cover throughout the day. Thank you for watching. I remain Joyce Ugunleye, and I'll see you again.
Thank you for the weather forecast, and that ends the news segment on NEWSLINE. Buckle up, let's navigate NEWSLINE proper together. All right, and let's start off with landlord-tenant disputes, which we hear are on the rise in Lagos. Now, some landlords now suspend tenancy agreements at will, and the fallout: evictions, of course, harassment, court cases, and in some instances, you also have violence. And this has continued despite existing tenancy laws meant to protect both parties. Larry Billy reports on this growing tension and the toll it's taking on tenants struggling to keep a roof over their heads.
Tenancy Law of Lagos State 2023 is to enable government to provide checks and balances in the housing sector. A core part of this law is about the advance payment of rent, which is one of the most contentious issues between tenants and landlords. The law states that it is now unlawful for a landlord or agents to demand or receive from a sitting tenant rent of more than 3 months. And in terms of eviction, the monthly tenancy agreement requires a month's notice for the termination of the agreement, while the annual agreement requires 6 months. This stipulation is often disregarded when landlords and tenants' relationship turns sour, especially when the landlord wants to forcefully evict the tenant.
The one I've experienced is even a decade. So the landlord went as far as going to hiring some maybe thugs to use the iron and all sorts of things to remove the decking.
Vincent Uba, a tenant living at Ilupeju area of Lagos State, is entangled in one of such situations.
7 days quick notice to vacate the premises. So we complained about this quick notice of 7 days. After 7 days, I saw a message on my phone from the office of the AIG, Zone 2 Police Command. So I went, I was shown 2 petitions written against me, the lawyer to the new tenant, as well as the Ministry of Justice, Oyo State, branding me a criminal, constituting a nuisance to the premises. So I had to go to court to challenge this, but despite that, and to my own surprise, these police people are still coming to harass us here. To the extent that one day they came, arrested 4 persons from this particular premises.
They said they give us a 1 week notice. We not come out. That's why they come arrest us.
Vincent claims that he and his family has gone through a lot of psychological and emotional abuse from the alleged unfair treatment by the new landlords of the building.
It has been traumatic. Later on, they started coming with locks. You see, my main entrance has been locked. It is even making me to lose focus on what to do. Even though going to court does not mean that I will not be looking for a place. I have to look for, but for police to stop all this harassment, it's becoming too much.
Everything about landlord-tenant relationship is absolutely, completely civil. Matters like this, the police should be able to advise the complainant to take it to a civil court. That's where it belongs.
All efforts to get the council to the landlord and the security agents to comment on the issue proved abortive, as the matter is now within the jurisdiction of the court. Vincent Uba is insisting that the tenancy agreement law of Lagos State be duly adhered to.
Let's come back to Abuja, and along the ever-busy Nyanya Karu Road, a lifeline linking thousands of residents to the heart of the Federal Capital Territory, an eyesore has steadily grown into a menace. Now, what started as a small refuse pile has now ballooned into a sprawling dump site, choking the roadside, invading the air, and exposing commuters and nearby residents to grave health risks. It's not just a matter of waste, but a crisis of dignity, hygiene, and governance. Onotu Yakubu captures the voices of those affected and the urgent call for authorities to act before the stench becomes a controversy.
Nyanyakaru Road is many things to many people. A vital link between the suburbs and the city center. But increasingly, it is also the site of a refuse dump that continues to expand without coordination or sanctions. Behind me is the growing Nyanyakaru refuse dump, and I saw an salient threat piled indiscriminately along the major roads. The waste constantly narrows road access, disrupts traffic flow, and endangers motorists and residents, risk exposure to harmful emission that can cause diseases to residents of the FCT. Positioned directly in front of the Karu cemetery, the growing mound of waste silently denies the dead the promised rest in peace. Spills across the roadside repeatedly obstruct free flow of traffic and exposing commuters to daily risk. Herds of cattle graze by the dump site, competing with scavengers who rummage through the piles for anything of value.
My brother, it's really appalling, honestly. Like the health challenge of this thing now, I don't know. Most times, some people do avoid this dump site here and follow Cairo site. You understand? So it's very, very bad.
If not be yesterday, where they park this bola, where they raise the bola go up. If you come here yesterday, you don't reach here. See, you don't reach here. Safe. See those people where we say they put this bola, I saw they go put up from here to here. Go slow, number one. Number two, if they don't do, if rain fall, you know if you come past here.
This daily drama plays out within earshot in full view of travelers, sending a message that sharply contracts the federal capital's pursuit of order and cleanliness. Residents say the refuse dump is not officially cited and blame the unregulated collection and disposal practices in the satellite town, which appears to operate without the knowledge of coordination of the Abuja Environmental Protection Board. The AEPB remains tight-lipped on account of higher directives to not speak to these challenges. While the AEPB continues to maintain the capital city's inner core, the spread of unmonitored dumps like this one in the suburbs raise concern over enforcement gaps and environmental stewardship. The movement of waste into waterways during rainfall also threatens sources of drinking water and the wider ecosystem.
Hitting our children, mosquito, malaria was too much for us. Then you see, after this thing, then the rain, flooding. We are fearing of this thing. We have came here because of this dustbin. We have a problem. Please, we need government to come and help us.
As the capital continues to grow, so must the systems that ensure its surroundings reflect the vision it was built on. The site for now stands a reflection of what's left unattended in the shadow of progress.
Let's turn our attention now to the bustling city of Akure, the Ondo State capital, Well, quiet revolution is gaining traction, one driven not by protest or placards, but by women behind the wheels of commercial tricycles known as keke marwa. Now, once considered a strictly male-dominated trade, more women are now steering their way into the business of tricycle transportation, challenging long-held societal norms and economic limitations, taking a bold journey towards financial empowerment, independence, and break free from gender stereotypes. Abiola Ariyo hits the streets of Akure to meet some of these resilient women who are rewriting the rules, one trip at a time.
Amid the present global economic realities, a wave of hope is rising as many Nigerians are adopting creative ways to stay afloat. In today's increasingly competitive job market, more people are embracing vocational skills and informal trades, proving that resilience can open new doors even in difficult times. When one hears about commercial transportation, what comes to mind is that it is a male-dominated profession. It is amazing these days seeing the female gender riding tricycles for commercial purposes in order to make ends meet. This is the story of 40-year-old Kehinde Oluwasemilore, a widow who turned to tricycle riding, popularly known as keke, to support her 2 children after losing her husband.
For a woman not to be a liability at home, and for a woman to find 1 or 2 things to do, that is a situation whereby I think that to riding this keke is the best thing for me. I can't just be holding back and look at another man's house.
Kehinde plies the Ojaba to Igoba Road in Akure, operating between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. daily. On the average, she makes between 10 to 12,000 naira a day, enough to keep her household running.
I take good care of my children well, and I'm also riding this keke. I know the time I'm going home. I resume to this keke work. Let's say 7:30. Latest 6 o'clock, I've closed, all because of my children, to create time for them. As a mother.
Though tricycle riding is often seen as a man's job, Kehinde says she enjoys the cordial relationship with both passengers and fellow riders.
What man can do, woman can do it better. And she's perfect. And I know I'll be enter her keke almost 2 or 3 times. So she's perfect and she's okay.
They get patience. They drive anyhow because they know they get the children for a house.
A drive around Akure reveals that Kehinde is not alone, as most women are embracing tricycle operations, finding their place in success in a business traditionally dominated by men.
When I finish school, I search for work. There's no work, so you know now we can't stay home. So that is how I start keke business. I've been into keke business since 2 years ago.
Some people say, woman driving this, how come you started doing it? And I told them that I love the business.
Their stories are testimonies that even in not too pleasant situations, determination can create opportunities.
Absolutely. That's a testament to the fact that there is dignity in labor. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we brought you the story of Usman Musa Bujawa, who sustained serious injuries while at the Katsina State Reformatory Center. Now, that report wasn't just about Usman's ordeal. It spoke to the silent suffering within some of our correctional institutions. Now, that silence has been broken by Katsina State Governor Diko Umaru Rada. He has responded not only by ordering a formal investigation, but also by pledging support for Usman's recovery. And will Haliro report on what may well be a first step towards much-needed institutional reform.
The action follows the amputation of Usman Musa Bujawa's hand while he was undergoing rehabilitation at the Reformatory Center located at Babariga of Batagarawa local government area of the state. Those suspended include the principal, the vice principal, and a porter, as well as the termination of a casual staff member implicated in the incident. The state government approved 970,000 naira for Usman's medical bills and 35 million for a prosthetic hand.
We visited the inmates, we gathered all of them and interviewed them.
We inspected the facilities of the center, and later we invited the medical doctor that treated him. Based on the information we gathered, we submitted our recommendations to the governor.
Similarly, the Katsina State government has set up a committee to oversee the upgrade of the center to meet international best practices in correctional management and inmate welfare.
The governor directed that the entire rehabilitation center should be restructured so that he don't want a repeat of mishandling and torture of inmates. There are modern ways on how to be managing, inmates at the rehabilitation center.
The incident has sparked widespread outrage, with many calling for accountability and reform in the reformatory system.
The government has taken the appropriate action that it's supposed to take. But the only thing is that we need to still call the attention of the government to be very proactive. When you have organizations of this nature, there is need for serious supervision.
The respondent added that the Katsina State government's swift action demonstrates its commitment to upholding human rights and ensuring accountability.
All right, now it was an ordinary day, just like any other. She had stepped out in search of a daily job, hoping to earn enough to support herself and her family. But what started as a routine hustle turned to a nightmare. She boarded the wrong vehicle and woke up half naked, bruised and unconscious in a hospital bed, a victim of the dreaded one-chance syndicate. It's a story of survival, trauma, and a system that must do more to protect its citizens. Momso Damian Tati tells us more.
Welcome to Abuja, the beautiful capital city of Nigeria, a symbol of modern urban luxury, serenity, and structure. If there's any model city where one should feel safe, thrive, and flourish, it should be Abuja. But behind the curtain of glamour and order lies a growing threat, a silent monster spreading with audacity and ruthlessness. One chance.
I was going to work. I boarded the vehicle, and that was how they took us to a place at Kubwa. It's a terrible experience.
We said Zone 3 junction. All of a sudden, I realized that we are at another place that I don't really understand.
Traffic building up, horns blaring, and workers rushing to find their way home. A typical evening in the city. Among them was 28-year-old Miracle. Not her real name. Just another hustler trying to get home after a long day. Instead, she woke up at the trauma center of the National Hospital, Abuja.
It's not enough that you have collected the belongings, you have beaten her, giving her some injuries. You also decided to burn her breast and her private part with lighter. We've had about 7 of such cases in the last 1 week.
It took great effort to get her to speak.
There was a guy sitting in front, a guy at the back, and a lady. The car started moving, he wound up the glasses, and I asked why. He said because he wanted to turn on the AC. Before I could finish saying I don't need the AC, the person by my left held my neck because they saw that I didn't have money in my account. They started torturing me.
The pain was not just physical, it was emotional, psychological, and deeply traumatic.
Nobody cares. What if I have died? Maybe the story would have been different. They would have said, oh, she gone for prostitution and she was dropped along the road. But I'm able to survive and tell my story. And maybe my fellow girls out there too, they went for a walk and ended up like this. Okay, the same they brought me here. They brought another lady, but she died.
But why do most one-chance victims end up in the trauma center?
It's about saving lives as quickly as possible, regardless of the socio-economic status of that patient. Let people get to know that on a daily basis, these are the kind of conditions we are contained with here in the hospital. Voicing out the call for people to now get involved, extending hands of fellowship and assistance.
Same story, many experiences, sad and traumatic.
In the last few weeks, the cases are becoming more and more.
What Miracle revealed was a disturbing development that calls for immediate action.
We passed a police checkpoint while they were torturing me. They held my head up, tied my eyes and my hands, and they held a knife to my stomach and said, if I make a sound, they will stab me and tell the police people they were helping me. So when we passed police checkpoints, they went down only the front. So they just greeted them and they allowed them to pass.
With increasing boldness, these criminals now prowl the streets, even in broad daylight, not just robbing, but brutalizing and throwing their victims out of moving vehicles. It is a development that security agencies can no longer afford to ignore. As for many commuters, every ride could be a gamble with life. I reached out to the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs to see how Miracle could access financial or psychosocial support. 1, 2, 3, and many more calls and messages. But silence and excuses were the responses I got.
You're watching NEWSLINE. Please don't go away. We'll be right back.
Moments. Strong teeth can help, even if they get her into trouble sometimes. A great smile is useful to break the ice, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent Triple Protection 123. Its antibacterial action formula gives them cavity protection, white teeth, and fresh breath. The confidence of 3 toothpaste in 1. Pepsodent Triple Protection 123.
Nivea Black and White Deodorant, now with 72-hour protection. But what does that mean? 3 cities in 3 days and no fear of sweat and odor. 120 dances with skin as smooth as the moves. Sweat, stain and odor protection. Nivea Black and White Deodorant. Skin is for embracing life. Nivea is for skin.
Introducing the new Jig Sachet. Whitening your whites has never been more affordable. Now you can keep whites shining brighter and disinfect by killing 99.9% of germs on your floors and other surfaces. Just jig it with Jig Sachet.
Imagine lovely meals you can cook with these ingredients. You spend heavily, but no guarantee of a tasty meal. Not making a right choice of seasoning cube can ruin your meal, money, and confidence. For a tasty meal, do not compromise. Choose Gold.
Use Terra Gold for the rich, consistent taste your loved ones crave for. Good for soups, stews, and jollof. Terra Gold. 1 cube, endless possibilities.
Trust Nivea Perfect and Radiant Body Lotion to reveal your skin's natural radiance. The same unique formula, enriched with berry extracts, even tone complex, and UV filters. To reduce dark spots and even out your skin tone. For radiant and even toned skin, say hello again to Nivea Perfect and Radiant Body Lotion. Try the full Nivea Perfect and Radiant range to unlock your most radiant self.
From the risk of picking up germs in every corner to receiving notes everyone has touched, what else can give you all day long protection?
Germs are everywhere, but Dettol's 12-hour protective shield shields your family every day. Dettol, be 100% sure.
My people, toilets have stains which bleach cannot clean effectively. But Harpic is thicker and sticks better, which gives 10x better cleaning versus bleach and kills germs. Oh, wow. You can now see that Harpic is better than bleach.
Dear Nigerians, we need you to join us in sanitizing the Nigerian advertising space. The spate of advertisement on the online media space is not only worrisome, but have negative effects on our health, culture, religion, values, and life as Nigerians. This has been due to unverified claims, misinformation, disinformation, superlative advertisement, etc. Many people have lost their hard-earned income due to fraudulent advertisements. Many are suffering medical and critical health issues. Some advertisements have abused our religion, cultural beliefs, and some have used pornography in advertisements against the Nigerian Code of Advertising, among other challenges. We cannot continue to allow this to impact our lives, values, and our economy negatively. ARCON is the Federal Government Regulatory Council of Nigeria, set up to regulate the Nigerian advertising industry. We need your support to promote responsible and ethical advertising.
Welcome back to NEWSLINE. If you've just tuned in, we welcome you. Now, in a region once defined by the pursuit of white-collar jobs, a quiet revolution is taking root. Self-reliance is becoming the new path to survival. Youths in the Niger Delta are seizing opportunities created by Esther Matthew Dalanga Foundation, a homegrown initiative championing empowerment through skills acquisition and humanitarian support. The foundation recently celebrated the graduation of participants in its 2025 Batch B Skills Acquisition Program, and Godfrey Nzekwe reports on lives being changed by one woman's commitment to giving back.
It is a new dawn for the youths of Niger Delta as they are gradually rejecting restiveness and idleness. Esther Matthew Tolaga Foundation is walking the talk with free skills acquisition programs to take the youths away from the streets. The graduation and empowerment of this Batch B is aimed at transforming youths in Niger Delta region with items necessary to create sustainable livelihoods after the successful completion of their free training programs on different trades such as makeup and gele, cakes and event management, among others.
You know, a lot of our girls are out there just roaming around doing nothing, and we thought of giving them something, empowering them with something. Not because we have too much, but because we care about the less privileged and people out there. You know, the government cannot do it alone. They also need us as an individual. And so we decide to also do it with the help of God.
I pray that God will bless them and continue to give them more grace, more anointing, and also add more money to their pocket to be able to do this and also empower more people.
I'm so excited to see how much the foundation has grown and how it has impacted lives.
This strategic interventionist initiative by the foundation stands as a commendable example of how private sector partnership can support government effort.
There was a business lecture on how to start your business, introduction of skills teachers, and comments on the graduating students.
For your business to succeed, first things first is to keep your pride and your ego aside.
If you do business just because of the money, you're not going to move forward. Yes, if you dey feel important because of business, you're not going to move forward.
What you have done today will have a ripple effect on generations yet unborn.
The high point of the event was the presentation of certificates, empowerment work tools, and cash awards to graduating students.
This empowerment is like a dream come true to me.
The empowerment means a lot to me because it comes at a time where we actually need to improve on ourselves.
The founder pointed out that more graduates will be empowered in the next few weeks.
Congratulations to the beneficiaries. Now, love, they say, is a journey best traveled with the right companion. For Theodora Haya, daughter of Theophilus Haya of NTA headquarters, Abuja, that journey found its next chapter as she walked down the aisle with the love of her life. Christiana Ajuma, surrounded by family, friends, and well-wishers. Now, the couple exchanged vows at St. Joseph Catholic Church, Makurdi, a ceremony filled with deep emotions, cultural pride, and blessings for a shared future. Blessing Omeche Bute was there to capture the heartwarming moments that mix the union of two souls and two families.
Take this ring as a sign of my love and fidelity. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Officiating priest, Reverend Father Thena Theophilus' counsel to the lovebirds is to patiently bear and forbear with each other.
You must be people who will always forgive one another. Without forgiveness, it will be very, very difficult for you to carry out this effectively, this lifetime commitment you are bound to have.
The decor and aesthetics of the reception hall at the Makudi Sheraton Hotel are magnets that encapsulate the nuptial dance. The NTA family, guests and friends could not just admire but add glamour to the scenario. The sight of the cake tells more of the love in the air.
There's no word to describe him. He's just the best.
She will take you when you don't expect. She's everything I want in a woman.
And to the parents of the celebrants, the union is the fulfillment of their heart desire.
I feel fulfilled. I'm very happy for today. I wish them all the best.
So that as a mother what to do. If there's any issue, the third party should not be involved except God.
Words of advice came handy from some dignitaries who graced the occasion on the need to imbibe forgiveness as key to an enduring marriage.
They must persevere, they must be patient, they must be tolerant, but above all, they must have the fear of God.
I wish them the best of married life, and may God continue to guide them in all they do.
Congratulations to the new couple and, of course, to their parents. Now, love, unity, and faith took center stage in Nguru, Yobe State as families and well-wishers gathered to witness a rare double celebration of love. At the heart of the joyous occasion were the weddings of Yusuf Mustafa Maihaja and his cousin Sakina Yusuf Yunusa alongside another couple, Anwal Ibrahim Bakabe and Rabi Yusuf Yunusa, officiating the ceremony. The chief imam of Ngurudoko government area, Shehu Ibrahim, reminded the newlyweds that a strong and lasting marriage is built on the pillars of peace, mutual tolerance, and harmony. Liasu Ali Yakubu brings us the sights and sounds from that colorful ceremonies.
500,000 naira was paid as dowry for each of the bride, after which the chief imam consummated the marriages. The imam prayed Allah to bless the couples with children that will be of benefit to humanity and be given sound Western and Quranic knowledge. He emphasized the need for tolerance and strict adherence to the tenets of the Hadith of Prophet Muhammad, which emphasizes total submission in marriage. Father of the groom, Mustafa Mehajja, thanked his friends, colleagues, and well-wishers for the show of solidarity and advised the couples to tolerate one another.
It's a memorable day and a happy day for not only me but for Mehajja's family.
It was a multiple celebrations for the father of the groom, Mustafa Mehajja, as the Emir of Unguru, Mustafa Ibn Mekari, conferred in him the title of Tafida Unguru Emirate Council.
So I want to appeal to them that marriage is an institution that requires a lot of patience, and they are well brought up, so I have no doubt in my mind they will have a comfortable and successful marriage life.
It's our people among us, and I wish them a success in life.
At event preceding the wedding, showcased the rich cultural heritage of the Kanuri people.
Very colorful indeed. And now, if you are a suitor eyeing a Yoruba-born flower, in quotes, or your son is planning to pluck one soon, you might want to hold on tight, because before the I do pledge comes the Eru Edano, that's the load to clear the road. Please please, please, I beg you, don't panic. It's certainly not a ransom. It's just the traditional must-do engagement list handed to the groom's family. And it often comes with, expectations that can make your wallet whisper, oh my sheo. But here's the twist. These items aren't just about quantity. Each one has a backstory, from the humble color nut to the regal wrappers and, of course, the tubers of yam. Every item is rich with meaning, laced with history, and rooted in family pride. So before you start pricing those items by the dozens, let's bring in Yemisi Ajagun and Grace Ayonleke to help us unwrap the beautiful layers of Eru Idano.
For many brides and grooms in Yoruba land, the journey to marital conjugation doesn't begin at the altar. Rather, it starts with the traditional marital rites, where the groom's family is expected to come along with items on a list known as Eridano. The Yoruba traditional engagement list is more than a checklist of items. It is a heartfelt expression of culture, values, and family ties. The list usually contains items like kola nuts, bitter kola, alligator pepper, wine, honey, tubers of yam, and clothing materials, as well as dowry known as owori, each chosen for its cultural significance. It is believed that each item on that list is symbolic.
Traditional list is always prepared by the bride family. They give the list to the groom to be before the bride family would hand over the bride to the groom.
Each of the engagement items has its own significance. The alligator pepper has many seeds in it, so we do use it to pray for the bride that she will be fruitful, she will never be barren. Let's see the aspect of the fruits. Their home will be fruitful. We have sugar, we have bags of clothes, they will never lack shelter.
For many families, presenting and receiving the engagement list is one of the most emotional and unifying aspects of the marriage journey. It is a moment when two families become one, not just through paperwork or celebration, but through shared heritage. While some have criticized the list as being too demanding or outdated, cultural custodians insist it is not about the items or money, but the gesture. The question now is, can this tradition go into extinction? And why is purple not part of this list?
If you pack it, that wife will be barren. Because in purple seed, we have the one that produce and we have the one that doesn't produce.
There is a big holes inside the purple when we cut it into two or more. That hole is symbolizing the gap between husband and wife.
The traditional engagement list continues to serve as a bridge connecting families, honoring ancestry, and preserving the rich values of the Yoruba people.
Absolutely enlightening. Did you hear that? If you cut the pawpaw into two, the whole, well, I think I need to do that. But I remember my own list had 120 tubers of yam. But that was some decades ago. So if you're going to the east to look for a spouse, make sure your pocket is loaded. Anyway, let's change gears now. A horrifying tale of man's inhumanity has shaken the quiet community of Ubunike in Anambra State, where a 7-month pregnant nurse met her gruesome end, allegedly by some ritualists and for ritual purposes. Now, the victim, whose dreams of motherhood were cruelly cut short, is said to have been lured by someone she trusted. Her brutal killing has left residents in shock and, of course, mourning, as many grapple with the growing trend of ritual-related crimes. Chinyere Fesi Okoye visited the grieving community, and this is what she brought back.
The observed peaceful and calm Umweri village in Obunike, Oyi local government area of Anambra State, was said to be thrown into agony and dismay recently, following the gruesome murder of 7-month-old pregnant nurse Ngozi Doku.
This happened on Wednesday, when Sunday, a native of Eza, told me he was looking for his wife. We searched till night and saw the prime suspect, who called the wife for medical treatment. He told us Sunday's wife had gone. We insisted and knocked at the perpetrator's door until the girlfriend shouted at us and opened the door. Then the prime suspect came out as we searched round. Sunday saw the wife's body in a pit, and the killer took to his heels while the girlfriend was apprehended.
I felt bad. I started crying. Begin shout, my Pekin. Then don't kill my Pekin.
We women of Umeri community, we condemn this.
He came to Obite's house, and I don't know that the boy will do such a thing. So I was very amazed.
When Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Ife Obinabo, visited the compound of the victim, the husband was said not to be around.
I feel so sad over the whole thing that happened, especially for the family. I want to tell him that he's not alone, that even the wife of the governor is seriously sending her condolences to him.
It was gathered that the nurse's remains were later discovered in a shallow pit close to the suspect's compound, with some vital organs missing. While condemning the act, the Anambra State Commissioner of Police, Ikeoye Rotugu, encouraged anyone with useful information on the matter to assist the police in the ongoing investigation. Dejin Boy is one of the prime suspect's friends. They met in the cell before he brought him to live with him.
Arrest is made. More arrests would be made. We assure the public, because we cannot allow this inhuman act just go like that.
Given information from the suspects, operatives of the State Criminal Investigation Department in the early hours of 29th July 2025 bust a shrine of an identified native doctor from Itima, Amawa village, Obunike, and recovered suspected human body parts concealed in cellophane bags. However, Anambra State Police Command has launched manhunt for the prime suspect along with the suspected receivers and collaborators. From the victim's house, we also came to the crime scene, but due to restrictions and ban from the villagers that no one should enter the compound, we could not gain access to the premises.
If I say thank you. Thank you. We do hope that justice will be served. You're watching NEWSLINE. Let's take another break.
TerraQ, unwrap joy, unleash taste.
Introducing the new Jig Sachet. Whitening your whites has never been more affordable. Now you can keep whites shining brighter and disinfect by killing 99.9% of germs on your floors and other surfaces. Just jig it with Jig Sachet.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
Reserve seats for women, amplifying women's voices. Join us this week on NTA Tuesday Live as we dive into the special seat bill. What does it mean for the everyday Nigerian woman? How can it shape policies, drive change, and inspire future generations? Tune in at 10:30 p.m. for an informative, educative, and incisive discussion. Don't miss it.
Welcome back to Newsline. Now, in April 2007, 14-year-old Gospel Obari Kenani left his home in Kana local government area of Rivers State and, of course, vanished. Now, for years, his family searched in vain, eventually believing he was dead. 18 years later, Gospel was discovered alive behind bars in prison custody. How did a missing teenager end up in jail for nearly 2 decades? Miriam Vincent Oko unravels the painful journey of a boy lost in a system and the selfless lawyers who brought him back to light. All right, we'll bring you this story much later. But for now, family and friends gathered in Lagos to pay tribute to Elijah Bushrat Aderele Raji, a respected Muslim woman leader known for her humanitarian service and dedication to the needy. A key figure during the era of Elijah Abibat Mogaji, she passed away in July. Now, the 8th-day fidel prayers reflected on her legacy of selflessness and impact on many lives. Len Lenike tells us more.
Islamic clerics, family members and well-wishers converged on Lagos to honor the late Elijah Bushrat Aderele Raji at a special 8th-day fidel. The solemn prayer session featured Quranic recitations and a sermon on the virtues of integrity and honesty in leadership. A team of Islamic clerics prayed Allah to forgive her shortcomings, comfort her family, and grant her eternal rest. The late matriarch of the Raji and Egberungbe family was described as an embodiment of integrity, dedication, and humility by many.
My mom is everything to me. I'm going to miss her greatly.
During my secondary school days, my university days, all my friends. When I'm going back to school, she gives us things equally to take to school. As long as you present that person to her as your friend, she took them immediately.
An amazing person, always supportive, always very prayerful. I'm going to miss her so much. She calls us like almost every week. That's how consistent she was.
She taught us well. She's a good woman. She's a role model. She's loved by everyone because she has empathy on everyone. She's kind. She's a good mother. She's loving. And she never gave up on any of us.
The late Elijah Bushrat Aderele Raji, who was a devoted Muslim, began her primary education in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, and being business inclined, ventured into bulk distribution and selling of fabric until her demise. She served in numerous leadership capacity. She is survived by 5 children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren.
All right, welcome back. You're watching Newsline. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back.
Have you heard the news? The federal government of Nigeria, through its direct benefit transfer program, has started the disbursement of 75,000 naira per household in 3 installments of 25,000, 25,000, 25,000 naira. Each recipient must have a validated national identification number, NIN, to receive the payment on behalf of their household members. To benefit, your household must be in the National Social Register of Poor and Vulnerable Households in Nigeria. The federal government's direct benefit transfer program is helping to reduce the effect of suffering while promoting financial and economic inclusion for the poor and vulnerable population in Nigeria.
Ìjọba fún wa ní 75,000 NIN àti káàdì láti lọ gbà. Nígbà tí mo sì gbà, mo fi ṣe nǹkan tó dáa, mo ra oògùn nínú rẹ̀, mo ra oúnjẹ tí màá jẹ nínú rẹ̀, mo sì wọkọ̀ mi náà ń bẹ. A sì fi yòókù ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ ajé pé ká tó máa rí dé bá. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ìjọba wa òkè.
This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation, Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, in collaboration with the National Social Investment Programs Agency, National Social Safety Net's Coordinating Office, and the National Cash Transfer Office.
Are you ready? Join us on Reshaping Democracy, a groundbreaking program on the network service of the NTA, where citizens get the chance to ask ministers, heads of ministerial departments, agencies, and other top government officials questions on their performance and delivery of mandates. With no sector of limits, conversations build around bridging communication gaps for feedback and effect as our guests engage with the people they serve.
How does ND foster partnerships with organizations, government agencies, NGOs, among others?
As our leaders give account to citizens' inquiries on good governance, tune in to Reshaping Democracy, a creative concept coming up every Tuesday evening at 10:05 p.m.
This is Reshaping Democracy.
All right, now from in Nigeria's political and public service landscape, a troubling trend continues to thrive, and that's the sycophancy syndrome. It's a culture that's built on flattery, exaggerated praise, and blind loyalty. Now, a phenomenon many say undermines accountability and good governance. But what drives this culture? One may ask, is it survival tactics or a quest for favor or even a tool for deception? Correspondent Onome Okadigbo probes into the roots of sycophancy and what this might imply.
Service or praise singing can be seen as a way of flattering a superior or someone of high social status in order to gain favor. It is a trend that has eaten deep into the fabrics of the society to the extent that people lavish excessive praise on leaders or relatives, copy their mannerism, the way they speak and dress, even when the other person is not doing what is right. People who engage in sycophantic acts are usually regarded as those who do not speak truth to power. One wonders if this set of people truly have regard for their leaders or benefactors, or if it is just for their personal gains.
Because if you are worth it, you don't need any person to sing your praise. If you are good at what you do, nobody should sing your praise. You rather let your good deeds do the talking for you. Then that favor they are seeking from them. So if you take it away, those people will see it as though you are not loyal to them. In fact, they see it as maximum loyalty.
Public analysts say that to promote effective governance and restore public trust is essential to encourage constructive criticisms.
You know when people who do not merit certain things come up to you, sucking up to you for you to, either grant them favors or whatever. So you will know. Most of the time they are the loudest.
They keep singing vainglorious praises, and at the end of the day,
the man may end up sinking, and all of them will sink. Or if he sinks alone, he will go. Just like in the popular parlance we say, soldier go, soldier come, barrack.
It makes the working environment unpleasant, or let me say unconducive for a person to work on. Because if there is tension in an office or in an organization, you find out that the people working there, the staffs, they're not going to be relaxed to do their job.
That's what you cannot do to yourself, don't do it to some other person.
Psychologist recommends that individuals should develop emotional intelligence and effective communication skills.
Go all out and condemn the ills in our society, and bring out, the true situation of things, rather than trying to do what we call a window dressing or camouflaging about that things are okay when things are not right.
For others, there is a need for collective effort from leaders, citizens, and institutions to discourage sycophantic acts for the meaningful development of the society.
All right. Now, most of us are drawn by the smoky aroma of street foods. Now, from the dangers hidden beneath piles of waste, blocked manholes, and of course, vendors and customers alike defy the health implications, of course, of eating street foods, and focus more on affordability and survival. But in our next report, Charles Alpha explores the growing threat of urban neglect, where poor sanitation meets clogged waterways, and how reviving weekly environmental cleanups might offer a path to safer and healthier meals.
Across many urban centers, especially in densely populated areas, the activities of roadside food vendors around unhygienic environments are becoming a growing public health concern.
Somebody will come with a vehicle, cannot come and eat here.
Even you are eating at a dirty place, you are giving another disease to your body.
Vendors selling food beside open drains, waste dumps, and stagnant waters are not only endangering their own health, but that of the unsuspecting public consuming contaminated meals. This unsanitary conditions is believed create fertile grounds for the spread of cholera, typhoid, dysentery, and other water and foodborne illnesses. Some are actually damning the consequences of eating in an unhealthy environment. But again, they did say that the affordability is what is making them to eat in this kind of place.
No go buy, no go hit shago 1 million. Now you go do manage this market. If you food 5,000, if you come here 1,800, you go eat.
It's not the place, the environment that matter. What matters is its taste.
Aside the sales of food, there are again people who what they do beside their jobs is making of this local tea. Ibrahim Aliyu is one of them. Compounding the issue is the alarming rise in open manholes left uncovered along busy streets and within residential communities. These openings pose a serious risk, serving as channels through which refuse and food waste are washed into the drainage system during rainfall.
They got away there, everyone don't food.
Over time, this leads to the blockade of water channels, resulting in flooding, erosion, and damaged infrastructure.
If you take something, make sure you put it inside the dustbin so that the water no go block the drainage.
In view of these growing challenges, there is an urgent need for government at all levels to reintroduce environmental sanitation exercise. This, once effective initiative, is believed will encourage citizens to take responsibility for their surroundings, reduce littering and improved drainage maintenance. And so, its absence, some believe, has left a visible vacuum in public hygiene culture.
Sanitation is good all the time. To keep environment clean is good.
You that has shop or you that are a food seller, you must make sure that your position is cleaned in order for you to motivate your customer to be coming to your place to eat.
Safeguarding our cities from environmental hazard is not the job of government alone. It requires a collective commitment from individuals, communities, and institutions to uphold cleanliness, prevent disease outbreaks, and build safer and healthier living environment for all.
All right. Now, Pomo, and I love Pomo. I mean, if you're like me, that's cow skin, of course. I love Pomo because of its, chewy texture, and especially when it's really soaked in that red stew and soup and all that. It's a common delicacy in most Nigerian meals, but unfortunately, growing health implications about Pomo is all over, and that's our next report on NEWSLINE for you tonight. So, if you are a lover of Pomo, beware.
Pomo is the extracted cow skin roasted and soaked in water for softening, which also expands depending on the number of hours it is left in water. Kanda or Pomo, as it is popularly called, is chewy and can also be tasty if properly seasoned and cooked tender and rich in fiber. Although several efforts have been made by government in the past to stop the consumption of Pomo, as cow skin serves as major raw material for shoemaking. These efforts seem to have yielded very little result, as many within the lower class see it as a cheaper alternative to meat. However, recent developments have shown that Pomo derived from processed skin of different animals such as horses, donkeys, and camels, commonly referred to as jaki, have now flooded Nigerian markets. Most worrisome is the aspect of alleged use of chemicals in preserving and increasing the size of the animal skin before selling them to unsuspecting customers, some of whom may not easily spot the difference between cow skin Pomo and those of other animals.
This is cow kanda, no be jaki, na cow. When they keep for some slaughter here, they say jaki.
The one that I love is the one that we used to buy in the market, like the one we used to cut inside market. I don't like that smelling one due to the taste.
If you want to eat it, this one is the best for the body, but this one is real. That's why it's cost.
Butchers at one of the markets visited in Port Harcourt lament the alleged infiltration of camel, horse, and donkey skins by some merchants from different parts of the country and beyond, who not only parade them as cow skin Pomo, but use different harmful chemicals to preserve them with a view to extending their shelf life.
Whether the ones imported or the ones locally produced, because of the way they process it, when it's activated, can cause cancer. It could result to heart problems, breathing problems. We can divert our attention to preserving these meats with natural enzymes.
Observers say it has become imperative for health workers and other relevant authorities to make concerted efforts towards ridding the market space of these unwholesome cow skin.
Honestly, I don't know if I'm convinced, but I'm just wondering, what if you scrape the upper part and decide you're going to boil and boil and boil it? Anyway, to be forewarned is to be forearmed. Be careful when you buy your Pomo or cow skin in the market. Now, they're saying a good name is more desirable than great riches came alive as family and sympathizers gathered at St. Augustine's Catholic Church, Abuja, Delta State, to pay their last respect to Diokpa Fidelis Ndoka Nzeku. The late Diokpa was remembered for his humility, wisdom, and commitment to family and community. The man has described him as a unifying figure whose legacy of peace and service will not be forgotten in a hurry. Here is Chair Okude's report.
A memorable solemn burial mass held at St. Augustine Catholic Church for the deceased in Abuja, Oshimile North Local Government Area of Delta State, had in attendance priests from other dioceses, clergy from other denominations, friends, associates, political leaders, captains of industry, royal fathers, among other dignitaries. During the burial mass, Reverend Father Norbert Ochono emphasized the importance of living a righteous life, highlighting that a crown of glory awaits Christians in the end.
Offers us opportunity, and great one for that matter, to look at ourselves. We ask ourselves, who am I? What am I doing on earth? Where is my destination? What is required of me? How can I be relevant to the society and to the church? Am I doing what I should be doing? Or am I just distracted with things of this world? Why know I'm very much convinced of the kind of life I have been called to live?
Testimonies from acquaintances revealed the late Dioba Fidelis Ndoka Nzekwu's profound impact on his community, describing him as a man of peace who fostered unity locally and beyond.
He has no problem at all with anybody, and he has been doing well in this community.
God knows the best, and Papa lived 101 years is not a small thing.
A disciplinarian, he was a good man.
Celebrating good legacy, we're celebrating the good family, we're celebrating love for community.
For people to attain the age of 101, that's significant and unique in itself.
It's our hero. So words are not enough to describe the man we have gathered here today to bury.
His remains were laid to rest in his compound, where his children performed the final rites. The children remembered their father as a peaceful and virtuous man who imparted many lives.
He was a well-socialized human being. He loved his music, he loved his sports, he loved people, and he loved his bottle of stout from time to time. So, largely, we'll miss him.
A disciplinarian to a fault, and everybody loved him.
He was a man of great power, a man who took life as he saw it.
The ceremony transitioned to a vibrant and entertaining reception for friends and family members who came to honor the late patriarch. Notable personalities in attendance included the Asaba of Asaba, His Royal Majesty, Obi Professor Epiphany Azinge, Ebitimi Pelebo Bamingo, the King of Okpoma Kingdom in Rivers State, and others. Dioba Fidelis Ndoka Nzekwu had a distinguished career, joining the Nigeria Police as an instructor and rising to the rank of Chief Superintendent of Police in 1967. He was a devout Christian, community leader, and loving family man who was married to Teresa Nzekwu and was blessed with many children.
All right, now, like life, NEWSLINE is a labyrinth woven with twists, turns, and stories that never quite end. Now, many just waiting patiently for someone to tell them. That's exactly what we do here every Sunday. And as Monday creeps in with its familiar hustle, alarm clocks, traffic horns, and of course, that 7:30 a.m. meeting lurking in the corner, here's a gentle reminder. If you work where I work, you already know missing a deadline isn't just frowned upon. It comes with a motivational quote: there will be sanctions. I am Claire Adelabu Abdurrazak. Good night, everyone.